Alright, dudes, I want to make a quick video acknowledging some of my negative traits, which I was kind of forced to face last night, which is good that I can recognize it, so I'm giving myself a pat on the back there, but it doesn't solve it by just acknowledging it. And I think I've been acknowledging it slowly over a course of, well, probably all my life, really. But definitely a sped up process over the last couple of years. And even the last couple months, I've been seeing things a little bit more clearly, where I need to improve myself in some areas. And I don't think taking on more necessarily right now is going to help me. I think in the work realm, but I think taking on more new social situations would help me. And I think paranoia is a big problem with me, and that's what this video is going to be about. And to give a little bit of background, I've always kind of been a paranoid person. It's definitely a genetic thing, and I've had a lot of things that have really nailed those genetic markers over the course of my life and over the course of the last 3 years at a certain job that I have. Can't put the blame on other people. Not and that's not to say that it's not all entirely me, because I don't want to give the impression that I'm completely unhinged either, and that I'm just like schizophrenic. I'm not schizophrenic. There is lesser degrees of that where you don't get hallucinations or delusions to the degree, but you get a sense of paranoia. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't diagnose myself or other people, and that's probably another problem I have with the paranoia, is I'm trying to get in other people's heads and think how they're thinking. And it's essentially because I've been a little bit of a hoarder, a little bit of a recluse. My dad was way worse than me, and I think why I'm able to isolate it now and try to at least intervene now is because I've seen where it led him. And I'll get into the story from last night in a minute. But my dad really, his solution to it was not to think about it and to drink it away. And I tried that from the time I was about 23 to 26, 3 years or so. I really hit booze and weed hard, and I tried to drink it away. And I always thought I would never be that guy because of my dad's example. But I'm also the guy that kind of wants to try things the wrong way to make sure that it's 100% the wrong way, and that it's dead idea and it won't come back in my head. So I think I had to go through the alcohol phase, but it did cause isolation. It made things worse. After my dog died, girlfriend left, more isolation. And isolation, I think, does produce paranoia. I think there are people that can work without it, but it does seem to trigger that in a lot of people, and I think I'm one of them. And the situation from last night was caused because I had a coworker say stuff that might not have been true about the boss wanting to replace me, and that kind of triggered me to kind of not trust people as much at work. And I was kind of in my upbringing raised not to trust people, and once again I see my dad, he was the one that taught me that. It didn't end well for him, so I think I'm going to have to reverse course on that and start trusting people more. And if I get hurt, I get hurt. I think I'm going to have to take the risk and a leap of faith in some of these situations. But anyways, the situation was I'm the main guy at this job, and they had an extra guy come in, and he was there to assist me. And he basically took the lead and was starting to kind of, it seemed, lecture me on things. Well, I do it this way, I do it this way, I do it this way. And I've been there 3 years. He's been there off and on for maybe 6 months. And I have experienced seniority over him. And it triggered me quite a bit because the parasocial relationships I have at that job are important to me. My work ethic is important to me. And I feel because of that other coworker, what he said, my boss might be looking to replace me. So I can't have people walking all over me and thinking that I'm not doing my job. So he kind of took the lead and he started doing things. And it kind of felt, maybe part of the triggering was it exposed reality to me about how replaceable I am at that job. No matter how good I think I am at it, the relationships that I built with the clients there, that's probably part of it. The other part of it was kind of like, who does he think he is? He's coming in here. I've been here longer. I should be in the lead. But in reflection, I should have just been supportive because he's younger than me, not by a lot, but like a little bit. He has a second job. He's trying to save up for a car. Like, he's a relatable guy. He seems like a nice guy. So I definitely should have been more supportive there. And it just seemed like every time I tried to tell him something, he'd say, well, I would do it this way. And it kind of seemed like a tit for tat argument. Everything was kind of like that. Even when he walked in, he said he was working at this time. He got his schedule wrong. He showed up an hour early, which is great, but I can't give him the extra hour. I'm not the boss. He texted the boss. The boss said he had to wait. So he was already in a bad mood. I was kind of in a bad mood because he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Then he was kind of, I don't know. What he was doing is not important. This is supposed to be about me. But at the end of the shift, I kind of wanted to talk to him and confront him, I guess, about some of the things that he was saying, because it seemed like he was throwing shade. Because it almost seemed like he thought he was there to take the lead and that I couldn't handle myself alone. It almost gave me that impression. And it was probably paranoia from the other coworker. I'm still not 100% sure if I'm in the right or wrong here. But I basically told him, like, what the hell are you doing telling me to do this and this and this. I work here. You're just here to help. Like, that's basically how I wanted to say it, but I didn't say it like that. I said it a little bit harshly, and I kind of snapped a little bit, and I regret that. And he said, no, I'm not here to step on your toes, and we shook hands, and we're fine. And like, I'm fine with him. I think he's fine with me, unless he's not, and he knew what he was doing to annoy me, and he's trying to play against me but I don't think he is, because I don't think he even needs the shifts, because he has a second job and he just wants to pick up the odd one. I don't think he wants to work nights too late, because he has other things that he's doing. So I think he's just doing this as a side job, and I don't think he's there to push me out. And I don't think he really realized that I take the job seriously, to the point where I'm kind of maybe taking it too seriously. And it reminds me of a coworker I had when I was working in a restaurant. I'm not going to say her name, but I know her name. I never forget her, because she probably was the hardest worker there. It's arguable. She was in the top 3 for sure. But she was a Karen about everything. She would yell at people. I don't want to be that person. And maybe even if I need to work a little less hard to just kind of tone down a bit and talk to people more professionally or more sociably and talk about their lives or whatever, that's something I've never really been socialized to do, to have this small talk. It's something that is very foreign to me. It's something that makes me uncomfortable. and it's an uncomfortability that I've put on for so long, and I don't really know how to communicate with people at the level of not communicating exactly to achieve a goal at a job site. I don't know how to say, oh, how was your weekend and all that. And I think when the bosses typically do that, it comes across as really fake. And when I do it, it would be fake as well. And it's kind of like this fake it till you make it. I don't understand how to cross the barrier from coworker to somebody you talk to. I don't know how to cross the barrier for someone you talk to someone you'd be a friend with. At my other job, I kind of talked to another guy, and he saw I was a little bit rattled, and I came in a lot earlier than I usually do because I work a night job, and then this is the day job. So usually they give me a little bit of a leeway in the morning, and I showed up like before 9 a.m. I usually show up around 10. And he said, oh, you're really early. I said, yeah, I didn't sleep well and kind of been isolating, and we're gonna hang out this weekend, so that's nice. And I guess I've kind of just been isolating, and that's a problem. And I've been too focused on trivial things and pissing contests at work, but it never seems like I initiate the pissing contest. It always seems like I'm on the back foot. I'm always defending myself. People always get the wrong impression about me, and it makes me think either negatively or paranoid like, or that I'm inferior to the people there. And I could probably just learn little communications better so it doesn't get pushed along for too long and then I kind of snap a bit. And this is the first time I've ever snapped at somebody at work, and I don't want to be that guy at all. And it's something that shouldn't even be taken seriously like that, and makes me feel very embarrassed, to be frank about it. It was a very embarrassing moment that I took the job that seriously. And I don't know how to correct that right now. I think probably why I take it so seriously is because I've failed to achieve any like educational status or career, and I'm doing these menial jobs, so I have to take them serious to try to earn my keep. People are always sneak dissing me and insulting me, and it might not even be that. It might just be the way I'm perceiving it, and that's the point of the video. I need to change. I need to do a 180, and if they are making fun of me, then I need to not internalize that and try to get in their head, and I just need to let it go. And if they're having a bad day and they don't like me, then I don't know. But this is what the video is. I feel bad about it, and I don't want to be that guy.